What's going on, guys? It's your boy Shady Mike Gaming, and welcome to another NBA 2K23 Jump Shot Fix. Today we've got Oklahoma City Thunder superstar Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on deck. Now, I've been told in the past that I use the word superstar a little bit too liberally, but guys, nobody can debate right now. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been balling out of his mind this year, so I'm super excited to work on his game in today's video. Now, this is going to be another one of those videos, right? This is kind of a redo. We last worked on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's jump shot in NBA 2K21. So I did make an NBA 2K21 shot. I think the shot is very good. But you know, I think it's really important to always be updating your resume. What I try to do with these shots is I try to make sure I'm looking at recent footage from the current years, especially when someone's game evolves the way Shai's game has evolved the way that it has. So the goal was to use as new footage as possible and capture all aspects of his game. Of course, there's going to be some things that haven't changed, but there's going to be some things that have changed. So I look forward to breaking all of that stuff down. Now, before we get into Shai, guys, if you do like this type of content, please do like the video. It helps out a ton. Subscribe for more with your notifications on. That way you don't miss as we're rolling through the NBA here. And also consider hitting that join button to support the channel. My memberships start at $1, so you can support the channel for really cheap. And I try to make it worthwhile. Whenever I am working on a jump shot, I give you guys early access to all my shots and things of that nature. Next up, we're going to be working on Anthony Davis. So if you want to get a little bit of a sneak peek, early access to that, hit that join button. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get right into Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. All right, guys, so the first thing that I want to talk about with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is his base, because it's actually extremely simple. There's very few specific details that we're going to be looking for. In terms of like the actual motion of the base, it's pretty simple. It's you know, not a whole lot of not a lot of vertical, and he kind of just jumps forward with it. So I really like that, but the key details is really the orientation of the base, and I'll try and get a good camera angle of it. I had actually captured a pretty good angle in the preview, but for Shai, you really want to look at his feet and you want to look at his knees, right? He gets a nice dip, and you're going to notice both of his feet and his knees facing left when he shoots. That's a small detail that we really try to capture, and it's pretty much photo perfect to what we've seen from Shai. And all right, guys, when we take a look at Shai's release, there are some very specific details that we're going to look to capture here. Now, obviously, Shai has an extremely unique release, so you know, everything's not perfect, but I think this is a really good representation of Shai's shot. So the first thing that we're going to focus on with Shai is his hand placement. When Shai goes to shoot, you're going to notice that really at every angle, that offhand is going to be placed on top of the basketball. So we want that offhand all the way on the top of the ball. Now, when he goes to actually shoot, another detail that is you know, I wouldn't have really noticed, or you know, some people may not notice, is that because of the placement of that offhand, when Shai goes to shoot, right, his offhand comes off of the basketball very, very early. So you're going to see a lot of stills around the internet of Shai seemingly shooting the ball with one hand, and it's just because of how early he brings that offhand off of the basketball. One thing we'll talk about too is that offhand of the shot. He really kind of like angles that offhand and kind of straightens it out. Now, sometimes we've seen clips of him like flaring that hand outwards even more than this, but then we've also seen clips of him not flaring that offhand. So I didn't really know what to do with the offhand. I just, kind of picked an angle and tried to replicate it. And I think we did a really, really good job of that here. All right, guys, so when we go into the menu and take a look at Shai's jump shot, for the base, guys, we're going with Isaiah Todd. For our 2K21 fix, we used base 106. In this game, that release is Paul Pierce. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if there's actually a difference between the two bases. They look exactly the same. Isaiah Todd, Paul Pierce. You can use whichever one you so choose. I chose PJ Tucker for the initial release, blended it to 76, and then we blended it with Dorian Finney-Smith. I went with very quick. I had it at quick at first, but quick kinda had a little hitch in it, so I think quick is more accurate. I do, but there was just this little hitch, so then I upped it to very quick. So try them both, use whichever one you guys like the best. When we take a look at Shai's free throw, he doesn't have a mocap free throw or anything like that, but we've got free throw 42 here. It's literally incredible for him. It almost looks like it's mocap. It captures everything we're looking for from Shai. He's got the hand on top of the ball. He does that little angle motion with his hand when he shoots it, and both of his feet and his knees are pointing to the left. So, very accurate representation for the free throw for Shai. Now, for our dribble pull-up, guys, really specific detail for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He scores a ton of points from the mid-range. He is a mid-range master. Now, why do we go with the Trey Burke pull-up? The reason we go with Trey Burke is because when Shai does a pull-up, he kind of plants his feet and then jumps backwards. When he elevates, it's very hard to explain, but he basically elevates and floats backwards. Now, the initial pull-up that we use in our 2K21 jump shot fix is long gone, but I thought Trey Burke was the one that captured that the best, so that's why we go with it. I did not change his spin jumper. I rarely do because we have so many limited options, but for the hop jumper, guys, we are also going to roll with Trey Burke. Now, if you guys remember, we actually chose this step back for Kyrie Irving. The reason being is because you're going to see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Kyrie Irving in that video do hard plants and then do their step back and fade backwards. It was a very similar motion, and I thought that both of these animations captured Shai's game the best. Now, we're gonna go ahead and move over to the layup package for Shai. We chose fundamental. This is actually the default for Shai, but we use this in our 2K21 jump shot fix, so I don't know. 2K might have seen that, it might have switched it over to fundamental, but we go with fundamental. I always say that fundamental is basically a mixture between long athletes and floater specialists because it's got a bunch of different animations that kind of extend the ball. Sometimes they're floaters. They're very crafty. This is a great package for Shai. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some of Shai's dunks now. He's a very bouncy, athletic player. Didn't see him doing any crazy windmills or anything like that, but I'm sure he's capable of doing that stuff considering how well he actually dunks the basketball. Now guys, as we move over to the post game, it mainly remained unchanged, guys. The only thing that I liked was I really liked the LeBron James fadeaway for Shai. Now, if the LeBron James fade is not popping up for you, remember, you got to turn your console offline. You got to disconnect from the internet and it will show up for you. We choose the LeBron James fadeaway because he's just got this little leg kick when he goes to his left, and then he's got just a slight twist when he's going to the right. It's really accurate to what we've seen from Shai in his post game. All right, guys, and that's going to do it for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Be sure to keep it locked to the channel for all of our upcoming content. Be sure to follow me on all of my social medias at Shady Mike Gaming and hit that join button to further support the channel. On that note, I wanted to give a special shout out to username Mally. Just joined the channel as a tier 3 member. Appreciate you. Shout out to all my tier 2 members: Aramis Jones, Calm Monk 53, Maximus, Chapin Turner, Alton Perkins, and Zakari. And shout out to all of my members who are supporting the channel. I really appreciate you guys. But other than that, it's your boy Shady. I'm signing out. Peace. Threes.